Hello everyone, this is Kathleen, and I am here with the next step for this Nouveau fairy journal. Because it's an odd size, as I make the signatures, I actually have 3 signatures, but I have to construct paper and I have to look for, odd size paper and large oversized papers because the measurement this way is 8, and so that means 16 if the paper is folded. And so some of you might have seen some of my other oversized books and have wondered how I end up folding the papers so that I get the layers and construct, whole pages. So that's what this video is about today. And so let me show you what I have. So I end up folding them, into odd sizes that are short, which, I like layers. And then sometimes I will sew an extra piece on. This one I'm going to make into a pocket, so I've done some sewing there. I will glue that down and this will be a pocket. And then sometimes I tack another piece on. So this one was, so this was the original paper. I have folded it and done some sewing here, and then I have pieced this piece on. So this is a little pocket, and then this is a part that you can journal. Put a little tag in here, and then this part hangs up in just a little bit, and I will probably put, you remember the little scrappy edge that I just demonstrated a couple videos ago. I'm going to do that on the edge of this one. So that's kind of the way it is on when you fold. This is an oversized ledger sheet anyway, so it was extra long, but I end up folding so that one side is a complete page, and then the other side ends up being one of the shorts. So that's how I do it. So I measure the 8, on these 2 sheets, fold it at 8, and then those 2 end up just being short, right? Okay, so that's kind of how I end up putting them together. But let me tell you, I look for the pages that I have in books that are oversized. That's kind of the way I do it. And then I just end up piecing. So I have on this one, this was 2 sheets of coffee dyed paper. I've embossed this one and that one, and then I have pasted them together here near the spine on this one. So let's see what else is interesting. Oh, so you can look for books that are, oversized to begin with. So this book, this page, let me pull it out here. So this page came, so it's both sides. It came from this book. Put that back together. It came from this book that is long this way. So, when you're out and about and see these kinds of books, sometimes it's helpful to have a couple of these kind of books that are just odd sizes, because the papers can be helpful. And this is a good one because the signatures are sewn in, and so they come out in one piece. So that's one way to find these kinds of odd size papers, is by looking for books that are odd size. So here's another oversized book. It's oversized this way, and it is, the signatures are sewn in. So I can deconstruct that page and then trim it down. So there are other kinds of papers too that are helpful with this kind of a journal. So don't obviously overlook the paper sack. So I have cut a page out of paper sack, and you know, the wrinkles and crinkles, that just makes it interesting, especially for, you know, a boho style with all kinds of stuff going on. So that's nice. Paper sack is always a good thing. And then, you know, we have sometimes rolls of paper. This was, I'm not even sure where I found it, but it's just a whole roll of printed paper. Honestly, don't know. It's probably a wrapping paper of some kind, because wrapping paper comes in great different sizes and different weights. So don't overlook wrapping paper as a possible source. Put that out of the way. And here, this is wrapping paper that is, I got this in a thrift store, and it is folded wrapping paper. So I can use that, obviously, and that would be really pretty in this book. And then there are other things, like this is not quite long. It's not quite, it needs to be 16 inches. This is only 12 inches, but you know, it can be folded and maybe be one of the shorts with some fiber through the end. Obviously, the 12 by 12 papers are good because you can fold some, and then you've got at least a little bit extra on this side. And then there's things like this, just oversized. I've got these maps, and the colors, you know, would be quite nice in this book. So I have a few papers that I can use to make the signatures. And then, you know, obviously you can, like I say, sew them and piece them together. And then these little things that hang out, you know, I will probably emboss that and just make it something interesting that is in the middle of the book. And paper sack, that embosses really well. So I'm definitely going to emboss this page. But I'll do another video about how to, you know, dress up some of these things once you get them pieced together. But today, the video that I want to do is how to build paper, scrap paper. And so I've just gone through my trimmings and pulled some book page and just some scraps. And we're going to do something kind of like a masterboard, sort of. We're just going to put it together. All right, so let me show you how we'll get started. But I had to get another bottle of glue. Remember, I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos, but I couldn't get out. My husband had the 4-wheel drive, and so he stopped and got me one of these little ones because he didn't want to spend the money on a big one, and I don't blame him, but I usually buy big ones. Okay, so how we're going to start this is I have this little piece of scrap wrapping paper, and I have folded it. So this is going to be the part that gets folded into the signature. And now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start ripping little pieces and extending it. So I'm just going to put some glue just on the edge. And actually, let's put this down here. We'll start building it this way, and then we'll put another piece up here. So at this point, you might want to just speed me up, and because this is just going to be pretty boring probably. But you can see, you know, how I'm going to do this. So I'll just go along here. My husband is out shearing our sheep. He shears sheep professionally. That's not the only thing he does, but he does do that. And ours are always like the last ones. Okay, one of the things that you need to do is you also need to turn it over and do it from the back side as well, because these papers, you know, are going to be, you're going to have both sides. So you want, you know, interesting things on both sides. This is also some wrapping paper. And I think we'll maybe put this piece down here. Then I'm going to have to come back and let's see, where's my ruler? There it is. I need 8. Yep, perfect. That's good. I'm going to have to come back in, you know, and make sure I have things glued down. But for now, we are just kind of getting stuff. This is some ledger that was trimmed down. So we're just kind of making scrap pieces. Let's go in different directions. And this, the colors were just good. This is obviously something that was, it's a picture of something. And I'm going to put it up here. Maybe I can get 2 pieces out of that. Just some coffee dyed paper here. Wish I knew how to add music to videos, because I would right now add some music. Okay, now I think I can put this one on. Yep, I can. All right. So this is the 4th of July in the United States, and but it's a rainy day. We are not really doing anything particular, just enjoying vicariously everything that's going on with everybody else. Yeah, we live, you know, so far from places that we don't often celebrate stuff by going out. I usually just make something nice, you know, for supper, and that's the way we celebrate. Measure this. So this is a little over 8. That's okay. I can trim it down after I get it done. So how would you use a page like this that's just so scrappy? I would probably, as I was journaling, I would probably use it to paste like a quote on or something. Maybe I can try to do an example at some point in a book that shows you kind of how I would journal it. This needs a little, oh, I found this little scrap too. That would be nice. Let's see what I've got on this side. No, I have a whole other page I need to make, so we'll save that for the other side. And put some of this green on there. Yeah, that's pretty. Now I have to come along and rub all of this glue off as well. Okay, so there's that side. Let me just trim this at 8. Okay, so there's one side. Now we'll do this side. And I'm trying to use, you know, some of these digitals because I want the book, you know, to be unified. So if I use these scraps that match the pages, the other pages, then that's a good thing for unity. All right, let's use just some of this pretty yellowed book page text, a little bit of text. Okay, and I really just, this is just a scrap that I had over at my cutting table, and I I just really liked that color, and it matches here, and so I wanted to use a piece. But I want it to be both sides. So I'm going to rip this and leave that cut edge for the top. Okay. I can't work on my glass mat because it glares. I have had to turn on all the lights again in the room, and yeah, it's a glare problem. So put this down, and this way I can kind of approximate the measurement over here. Okay. And that helps me approximate. Well, I want to build that up a little more. I think I've got to get some stuff on this side. So let's put another piece of this green. And we need some of that pretty copy and lace stuff. I wanted to use this. So I like it better on this side. But it kind of needs, yeah, okay. Let's get a piece of this. We'll put that right there. It's going to get covered up a little bit, but it's okay. All right. You just never can tell, what I'm doing here. Here we go. I want some of this, obviously. What I'm trying to do is peek through that other side with this piece. I have to cover that. Okay, let's see. see. And this piece is also good. Need to make sure I'm in frame. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. Hang that over a little bit, I can trim that down. Yeah, good. Okay, is this side or this side? Maybe that side. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna put this side down on this side. On my brain, sometimes it just doesn't see things the way I want it to. Kind of wish I had a T-square too. That would help me get it squared. I hope that when I trim this down, it's not going to end up being weird, crooked. Yeah. Okay. Let me trim it now, and then we'll do some masterboard kind of stuff. Okay, hang on one moment while I step outside of the camera. And trim this. Okay. All right, so there's the paper that we have built. And now we just need to make sure the holes are covered. And that needs to be covered. Let's see. Let's do it with text. Upriver and down. That might be fun. All right, now we can just do, I think, glue stick on this. All right, now let's, I found this little piece was just, you know, in my scraps, and I thought it would be interesting. Yeah, I think let's just put it down there. Okay, I'll trim that off later, and Let me trim it off now, and we'll put it in the signature and see how it looks. All right. So bring the book over. Oh, this might actually be kind of pretty as the first page. Maybe, but it's not very sturdy, I think. I think it needs to go inside. It could go here though. Yeah, let's put it here because then it will be next to this big flower. Yeah, there. Oh, I like it. Yeah, so that's another thing you can do is just construct pages when you need to. So, all right, I'm going to, later we'll do some other maybe decorations, but I will come back now and make sure these little edges are all glued down, and then we will decorate it later after we get the signature sewn in. So that's my next step, is to, actually I think I'll do one more. I want to do some embossing and distressing on these pages before I put them in, and then make sure that there's not other things that need to be done before the signatures get sewn in. But then I will sew the signatures and we'll be ready to decorate. Thanks for being with me, and we'll see you again.